Across the UK, free bus travel has long been a valuable support system for older individuals, helping them stay connected with their communities and maintain independence. However, there are significant differences in how the rules apply depending on where a person lives, and upcoming changes are set to bring even more shifts, especially for those living in England. While residents in Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland enjoy free bus travel from the age of 60, those in England currently have to wait until they reach the state pension age to qualify. And that age is about to increase, once again delaying access to free travel for many. The Department for Transport has confirmed that the age at which individuals in England qualify for a free bus pass will increase in line with the state pension age, which is being raised from 66 to 67 over the next few years. This move is part of a broader, long-term plan by the UK government to manage the growing costs of pension-related benefits as life expectancy increases and more people enter retirement. For individuals born between March 1961 and April 1977, this means they won't be eligible for a free bus pass until they turn 67. The shift has raised important discussions around fairness, especially when viewed against the backdrop of differing policies in the devolved nations. In Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, those aged 60 and over already enjoy access to free bus travel, making it easier for them to remain mobile, access essential services, and stay socially connected. These schemes recognise the reduced mobility and growing isolation some people face as they get older. In England, however, the link to the state pension age means a longer wait, creating a noticeable gap in support for those in their early 60s. For some, this delay can impact their quality of life, especially if they have given up driving, face health challenges, or are managing on a limited income. Despite the national framework, there are variations within England itself. Some local authorities have taken steps to ease the burden by introducing their own discretionary travel schemes. In places like London and Merseyside, councils have chosen to offer free or discounted travel to those aged 60 and above, even though the national eligibility begins at state pension age. These local decisions are often made based on available budgets and community priorities, offering a glimpse into what could be possible nationwide if funding and political will aligned. The English National Concessionary Travel Scheme is the official program that provides free bus travel to qualifying individuals. It allows eligible passengers to travel without charge on local bus services during off-peak times, typically from 9:30 a.m. to 11:00 p.m. on weekdays and all day on weekends and public holidays. The scheme also extends to those with qualifying disabilities. Its core goal is to support mobility, reduce isolation, and encourage more sustainable forms of transport, all of which are becoming more important as populations age and environmental concerns grow. However, the cost of the scheme is significant. According to recent data, maintaining the English National Concessionary Travel Scheme requires around £700 million annually. While the benefits are widely acknowledged, the financial pressures on public budgets mean that any changes to the scheme must be considered carefully. Balancing the needs of the aging population with long-term financial sustainability remains a central challenge for policymakers. Public sentiment on this issue has been increasingly vocal. A growing petition hosted on the official Parliament website is calling for the eligibility age for free bus travel in England to be reduced from 66 to 60, in line with the other UK nations. The petition argues that the current system is unfair and leaves older adults in England at a disadvantage. Over 100,000 individuals have already signed, signalling strong support for change. It highlights how individuals in their early 60s often begin to reduce their driving or face other limitations that make access to affordable public transport even more important. The petition further argues that consistent eligibility across the UK would reflect a fairer and more unified approach to supporting older residents. As many people in this age group are already adjusting their lifestyles due to health or financial constraints, access to public transport can significantly impact their ability to engage with society. It's not just about getting from one place to another, it's about inclusion, community participation, and well-being. Transport Secretary Heidi Alexander may soon face renewed calls to review the national scheme. If the petition gains further momentum and secures a parliamentary debate, it could open the door to policy reconsiderations. Although the Department for Transport has indicated that such changes would require significant funding and evaluation, the growing pressure from the public may prompt a re-evaluation of priorities. Local authorities already have the power to introduce extra concessions, and some have used this flexibility to great effect. Expanding this approach could create more equitable outcomes for all. In response to the petition, the Department for Transport acknowledged the value of the bus pass scheme and pointed to the recent investment in public transport infrastructure. A £1 billion funding package was announced, with £712 million earmarked for local authorities to enhance and improve local bus services. Councils are allowed to use this funding at their discretion, which could include extending concessions or improving service coverage and reliability. This could offer a route for some areas to implement lower eligibility ages if they choose, depending on local needs and financial planning. Still, the national picture remains fragmented. Because concessionary travel is a devolved matter, the rules and schemes vary significantly between regions. In Scotland, the National Entitlement Card gives individuals free bus travel from age 60, and the same applies in Wales under their own concessionary travel scheme. Northern Ireland also provides this benefit at 60 under the Smart Pass system. The result is a postcode lottery, where access to free bus travel depends heavily on where someone lives, despite being within the same nation. These differences have sparked important conversations about the role of public transport in supporting older populations. As the UK's demographic profile continues to shift, with more people living longer and healthier lives, policies surrounding retirement, pensions, and travel benefits will remain hot topics. The focus is now turning toward how best to adapt public systems to meet the needs of this growing segment of the population while maintaining economic sustainability and environmental responsibility. Many advocacy groups argue that investing in public transport access for older adults offers long-term societal benefits. Reduced car usage can lower emissions, improve road safety, and decrease traffic congestion. At the same time, improving access to transport can help tackle issues like loneliness and mental health challenges among older individuals. These broader benefits, while harder to quantify in immediate budget terms, are increasingly central to the discussion about what kind of society the UK wants to build. Looking ahead, the increase in state pension age is part of a long-term plan. The rise from 66 to 67 is expected to be completed over the next few years, with a further planned increase to 68 likely to follow between 2044 and 2046. These changes are rooted in long-standing legislation and aim to respond to life expectancy trends and fiscal pressures. However, for individuals caught in the middle, those approaching their 60s now, the gap between what's happening in their lives and the policy framework can feel wide. As debate continues around these issues, the importance of local government flexibility and national consistency is coming into sharper focus. With local authorities already empowered to make certain decisions, the question is whether broader, more unified policy changes will emerge. Meanwhile, campaigns like the current petition and grassroots advocacy may continue to shape the conversation in Parliament and beyond. Ultimately, the evolving landscape of concessionary bus travel in England reflects larger questions about social equity, ageing, and mobility. With a growing number of people affected by these policies each year, it's clear that the conversation is far from over. Whether through local initiatives, national reforms, or public advocacy, the push for more inclusive and accessible public transport continues to gain traction, making this a key issue to watch in the coming years.